Since the launch of the iPhone 15 series, I've used several cases and I've gone through many different styles and different kind of designs. And it's really boiled down to 3 cases that I've used since the launch of the iPhone 15. I will preface this, the cases that I'm about to mention are available for many different series, and I end up actually going back to these over and over again. From my experience and my preferences, these are what I look for out of a case when I decide this is what I like. In no particular order, it's got to be minimal. I love just a simple design, something that doesn't look gaudy. It's got to be protective. There's a reason why I'm using a case, and it's got to protect the phone. I love great materials. That includes leather, sandstone, wood, all kinds of textures like that. That's something I've just grown to really appreciate and like. Tactile buttons are very important to me. If I feel like I'm going to be annoyed with the button press, I just won't use it. I'll find something else. The charging port has to have good enough access for accessories. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has the option to record an Apple log. In order to do that, you have to connect an SSD hard drive. So you have to have a cable that connects to that. And sometimes the cable that's around or what I want to use might be a little too thick. So sometimes I need to have just a little bit more clearance in the charging port area. This also goes for flying drones. There's been plenty of times where I've had to take a case off just to fly a drone, and that's kind of annoying. So I need to have that kind of clearance on the charging port for just various types of accessories for the things that I have to use on a regular basis. The reason why I didn't label this the top 3 cases for the iPhone 15 series is because these cases can be used for various series. These are past series and they're gonna happen for future ones as well, which I think is a really great thing that these companies offer, because if you like a particular case and you're gonna upgrade to a different phone, you have some assurance that you're gonna be able to get that same kind of case for that particular series. So my top 3 cases that I have used over these last few months since the launch of the iPhone 15, and honestly, I've used these cases, the different models in the past, and it's in no particular order because I like using some of these cases for particular purposes. First is the Peak Design Everyday Case. This thing is awesome. I love the feel, I love the texture, it's got a cloth back to it. Their ecosystem is really great for accessories, and personally I love the small tripod that you can carry that's only the size of a credit card. Out of the 3 cases that I'm talking about for this video, this is the thinnest one that's available out of the choices. A very convenient and practical feature about this case is that it's got a built-in loop. This phone is pretty big, at least for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and sometimes it gets kind of cumbersome to hold, so being able to have just that loop, kind of like a pop socket kind of accessory built into the case and still be minimal and small design, I think that's a win-win. Next up is the Nomad Modern Leather Case, and if you've been around the channel for a while, you know this is definitely my top choice. It is the case that I continuously go back to time and time again. It's been years at this point that I've gone back to the modern leather case. One of the things that I love to do with this case is when I get the next edition for the current year, I compare it to what I've used in the past. So the patina that builds up and accumulates over time, over at least the year's time that I've had it, it's really cool to compare the patina that I've collected over the year to the brand new fresh one. It's made of quality leather material with a protective design. Literally, it's the best everyday kind of case that you could have for a phone. The rugged case is what I slap on if I know I'm going to be in a rough environment. And that includes things like going camping, fishing, or if I'm doing any kind of outdoor activity, period. I know that I can get this case messed up, messy, or anything like that, and it's not going to mess up the phone or the case. The other 2 cases that I mentioned are cloth and leather. So if I'm out in environments where those kind of elements could potentially mess up that case, I'm not concerned with that with the rugged case. There's tons of different colors, they have limited edition drops at times, and you can pair it with one of their sport bands for your Apple Watch to really make a nice combination. This past time I went with the Ultra Orange, and I just love that colorway combination. One, I'm a Florida Gators fan, so having that orange combination for Saturdays in the fall is just a nice touch, but also if I'm out in the elements, if I'm camping or if I'm outdoors, it's just easy to recognize because it's bright orange. Typically I'm not using these bright kind of colors, so it's just a nice addition when I need something with the kind of color splash involved. There's tons of great case options out there. These are just the 3 that I have ended up using over these last few months. The top 3 iPhone cases I've listed in this post are what I've used repeatedly since I got the iPhone 15 Pro Max, on top of the other series like I've mentioned. They're what I used for many previous iPhone series, and I probably will use them for future models. What are the top cases in your opinion, and what do you like about them? Thanks for watching this video, I appreciate it. Hit a thumbs up, subscribe so you don't miss any more videos like this, and until then, I'll catch you next video.